Hey everybody, it's me, Bryson Booker, and it's time for another BBTV Pro Audio review just for you. And I'm going to start right away because this is something really special that I wanted to do a review on for a long time. And basically, it's a mixing console. It's my first real big, well, kind of big mixing console review. So here we go. It's going to take a minute. So let's start right away. It's this guy right here. What is this? It is the Mackie SR32 VLZ Pro 4-bus mixing console with Mackie's XDR mic preamplifiers. So I'm not going to go too in depth with the history of the Mackie VLZ range. Guys, any sound engineer in the whole United States or throughout the world know Mackie. I mean, it's been a name that has been the staple of engineers, beginning engineers and veteran engineers alike, for years. Almost every engineer that I've read about and that I've known got their start on either a 1604 VLZ Pro or, a CR16, Mackie CR16, They're everywhere. It's a brand that everybody knows, everybody loves, has a soft spot for. And so the VLZ Pro range originally came out in 1999. This is the successor, obviously, to the VLZ range. The VLZ Pro range basically featured the XDR preamps. And they kept going with VLZ Pro until they came out with VLZ 3, I think, right? VLZ 3. And now they have VLZ, I forget what model we're on now. But anyway, this board basically is still in production. But they dropped this whole design, did a complete redesign of it. And added better preamps to it. I think they're Mackie is in their Onyx preamp, so they added their Onyx preamps to it. And overall, the quality of the new boards are better. But this guy is pretty reliable. If I had to put a year on it, it's from around 2000. So this model is from 2000. So I'm just going to give you an overview of all the channels and everything and give you my overall opinion of it. So here we go. So at the top, you got your preamp gain, obviously your trim. And Mackie is always nice to us. So up here, kind of gives you a little description of where you could kind of set the gain. So you got unity right there for unity gain. And then it says mic gain. Oh, sorry, my camera got blurry. It says mic gain right there, kind of giving you a general idea of where you could set the gain. But obviously, you do that when you solo or PFL the channel. But obviously, it kind of gives you some little tips, I guess, to where to set it. Auxiliary sends 1, 2, 3, and 1, 2, and 3 are pre-fade, so that means before the fader, but post EQ. Keep that in mind. Post EQ means everything that you do on the fader will only affect the mains. What you do on this knob will only affect the monitors. The fader will not affect the monitor level, but the EQ itself will. So keep that in mind when you're adjusting monitors. But you got your monitor levels. So pre-fade. 4 is switchable. So you got a pre and post button. So if you're using effects and different things like that, you can switch it between pre and post. 5 and 6 are automatically post. You got your EQ right here. Highs at 12 kilohertz. You got your mid gain and you got your mid frequency select. The frequency section on here is pretty decent. So you got 100 hertz, 150 hertz, 600 hertz, 1.6 kilohertz, and 8 kilohertz. So that's all your frequencies for your mid section. Your lows is shelved at 80 hertz, and you also have a low cut filter with a 10 dB octave. I think 10 or 15. Let me look at that. No, 15 dB octave at 75 hertz for getting rid of that boominess and muddiness. You can cut that out, get rid of some of that. Pan control, overload light, your signal light, big giant mute button, your mute solo lights, solo button, group sends, so you got groups 1 and 2, groups 3 and 4, left and right bus send, and your nice giant fader. That's the same for all 28 channels. When you get to 29 and 30, all of this is still the same. So you got all your auxiliary sends and everything. You kind of have a parametric EQ, highs at 12 kilohertz, but it's fixed. Fixed means it's only one frequency that it covers. So you got your 12 kilohertz, high mids 3 kilohertz, low mids 800 hertz. Technically, that's not a low mid, that's kind of a high mid 800 hertz, but it's on here. And then lows at 60 hertz. And then same thing, all your bus assigns and different things like that. Here you got your auxiliary masters, obviously controlling the maximum level of your aux sends. Got a solo button for each one of those. Here you have different assignments to your mains and different assignments to your auxiliaries. Tape returns, different things like that. Trying to see something. Alright. Got your LED metering here. Rude solo lights. The level of your solo, you can switch between pre-fade listen or AFL after fader listen for your auxiliary and your subgroups. Here you have your subgroup controls, so you got your subgroup level controls, pan controls. You can solo your subgroups, and then Mackie put this nice little thing on here called an air control. So what this does is when you put a group of your vocals or anything really on this subgroup, you can add some air to it. So basically this is a light shelf of about 16 kilohertz. So I keep it right in the middle, or you can give it a little more, like I have on my choir over here. I gave them a little bit more, or you can have it all the way up. It's up to you, but it just gives you just a nice little, gives your vocals a nice rise, a nice crispness, I like to call it. Makes your vocals a little crispy. And so that's a good thing if you want to, lift them up in the mix a little bit. Subgroup controls. This is your master section. You got your talkback mic, talkback level. You can send your talkback to the main mix or aux 1 and 2. Headphone level, tape returns and tape assignments, and your main mix fader. And then obviously your gooseneck lamp mic. Or not mic, lamp. You can put a lamp right there and then light up the board. Or have a light for the board. And that's it, guys.